Beneath the surface, come take a peek. We catch the microtells in every cheek. Headline crimes, creators gone wild. Interesting human tricks that always make us smile. We read the psychology they try to hide. Blink and you'll miss it, but the face won't lie. So hit play and look closer with me. Micro-expression will tell the real story. Beneath the surface, come take a peek. We catch the microtells in every cheek. Headline crimes, creators gone wild. Interesting human tricks that always make us smile. We read the psychology they try to hide. Blink and you'll miss it, but the face won't lie. So hit play and look closer with me. Micro-expression will tell the real story.
Hi, everybody. Happy 4th of July. It is, but I'm going to jump right in and get this done right now because I was supposed to do it yesterday. And you know what? I got so comfortable on my day off that I didn't want to do anything. So I got to hurry up and do this before my company comes over. Okay. And then once I do this, then we'll be ready to move forward, like with some new videos that I want to do. Okay. So first thing I want to put up is that. Okay. Now then, and I'm going to remove myself. I'm going to remove my picture from the, what? No, I got bigger. I'm going to remove myself from the screen. There you go. I'm going to remove myself from the screen so that I don't interfere with the words that are up on the screen. Okay. So I wanted to start with, I wanted to add in a little, I don't know, we'll do it like weekly, or if we'll try to just make it the normal part of the channel. But I love micro expressions, and usually I'm drawing attention I'm already covering one topic, and then I draw attention to the micro expression, right? Now I want to do it different. I want to go more in depth with the micro expressions because they're fun. Because the micro expressions, you're kind of figuring out what you can believe and what you can ignore when people are talking. And there are some people that are very, very good at hiding their involuntary facial expressions. One of those, without a doubt, being Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was masterful at this, and Bill Clinton has a tell. Bill Clinton's tell is when you see him go, he's about to tell a lie. And someone has coached him that when he is going to say something that may be a little manipulative, or it's going to be say something that is, very politician-esque, maybe not exactly true, he gives himself a minute. I think, it's my guess, I think he's repeating in his mind what it is that he's about to say, so that the physical reaction, the uncontrollable reaction, won't get connected to what he's about to say. So then he says the lie in his head, then the lie comes out of his mouth, I think. Okay. So let me take myself back off the screen. So there is micro expressions are studied. And I'm going to be careful about saying well studied. They definitely have empirical research behind them. And to sort of understand, it's like they measure, or I'm sorry, they illustrate what a polygraph or a lie detector picks up. And that is involuntary physiological changes. So temperature, sweat glands, and with micro expressions, the brain and the facial muscles are intimately connected, right? And so the face muscles are going to respond to authenticity. Like I've pointed out before, like with John Matthias, when John Matthias was doing his analysis of Richard Allen, and he knew he was being ridiculous, and he couldn't help himself. He started laughing, right? So he couldn't control those automatic. In his case, they were macro expressive, but if he were a little more sophisticated, like Bill Clinton definitely is, Bill Clinton's probably the most gifted intrapersonal communicator that there is. He's highly aware of himself and how he's affecting everyone in the room. And therefore, he is really effective whenever he speaks, right? So micro expressions are trying not to show those minute physical muscular reactions, okay? So micro expressions are the unedited, they're the visceral facial reaction to the neurological processes. So whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're saying, that is going to be revealed in your face until you catch yourself and hide it. Quickly put that smile back up on your face. So when do you see people lying and see these micro expressions reveal them? Well, when they're lying, obviously, or if they're trying to be polite. For example, if your wife comes in and says, "Hey, honey, I just bought this new dress. Does it make me look fat?" And the husband goes, "Oh my God, I'm in a minefield. This is dangerous. Let me lie." And so then he says, "No, you look beautiful." And then you see it come out. Somehow the muscles in the face are gonna move, and you're gonna see the reality. Okay. Now then, you can train yourself to see these micro expressions, and I do that all the time. I try to catch them and then tell y'all, look for this, look right there. And we're going to do a couple right now. Now, Embry, the man who really is on the map for doing the micro expressions academically, he had what he called the Magnificent Seven. And these are 7 universal micro expressions that we all demonstrate no matter what culture or country that one is in, okay? First one is happiness. And with happiness, if it is a genuine smile, there will be crow's feet around the eyes. Fake smiles don't ever move to the eyes. If you can see it, like I can look at the camera and go, and you don't see my eyes sort of sparkling or the movement in this muscle that's right here, right? So in a real smile, now I got to think of something that I can smile about. In a real smile, it sort of gets all crunched up, right? Your eyes kind of get pulled back and up. And so there's this connection between the visual connection that you're having with the speaker that matches this. Most of us, when we're trying not to smile, most of us are worried about these muscles. We're like, not smiling. But the eyes will give it away every time. You can cover the bottom. Sorry about that. You can cover the bottom of the face. You can cover the bottom of the face, and you can tell when I smile. It's just there. but I can sit all day long and smile like this while I'm teaching or talking or doing a presentation. And I'm not really, my eyes are not like dancing and sparkling, right? So, so with real happiness, it involves all the muscles in the face. And when that smile goes up, you will see the crinkles here. Also, the shape of the eye will change. It'll elongate. And this is involuntary. You don't think about doing it. My face is very expressive. When I'm having like a real laugh, my eyebrows go up. Like if it's real, I can't control it. So this is called the Duchenne smile, where you get all these muscles involved in the ocular area. Sadness, the inner eyebrows here pull down, the lip corners pull down. The eyes can even look heavy, like kind of droopy looking. And I actually do go through, and when I'm working with people, kids that are on the spectrum, I teach these emotions in a really academic way. Just like I'm talking to y'all, I show, when someone's sad, everything goes toward the floor. The eyes go down, the lids go down, the edge of the mouth goes down, the shoulders slump forward and down, even the head will go down, okay, depending on how deep that depth or sadness is. So sadness is going down. Fear, on the other hand, is eyebrows shoot up, eyes widen really big, and then your mouth opens. It's like, right? We've all seen it. Anger, I tell people when I'm teaching them this, like autism, I tell them the anger monster lives up inside the top of your nose. And the reason that I tell them it lives up here in the top of their nose, and I have a little story that I do with it, but the anger monster living up here in the top of their nose, because the whole face, everything moves to the center. So the mouth goes up, but then the face and the eyes go down. So you get scrunched. Okay, this anger. Surprise, eyes up, eyebrows up, eyes wide. Your jaw drops, right? The jaw kind of goes, it's just a little boom, and you're going to see evidence of that in just a minute. Disgust, right? Your nose crinkles up, and then your upper lip will shift a little bit. It's not like, oh, I'm mad. It's almost like those muscles around the mouth pull tight. Like that smells bad. Don't let those germs get inside of my mouth. So you close your mouth, you close your nose, kind of pull back, recoil. Okay. Contempt. You want to know what contempt is? Contempt is the smirk of superiority. Very important, because Bill Clinton, that is one of his automatic muscle reactions that he's struggled desperately to control. And he's not very good at it. It's real. And we're going to look at that in just a minute. But contempt it's sometimes really hard to see. It can be veiled. Bill Clinton struggled with that. But it's just this one little edge, depending on who you are, what side of the mouth. It can be either one. But it's just this. It's really bad, it'll be, right? So the muscle on one, I can't do it with my left. Okay, so the muscle on one side or the other will react, where it's not a full anger. It's not, you're not trying to smile. It's, okay, all right. And sometimes when people are feeling especially contemptuous, this eye will go down at the same time that the edge of the mouth is going up, kind of, okay? Very, very interesting. Now then, got something else here I want to show. Okay, so here is a facial expressions chart. And it basically, it's going to show you everything I just showed you. They've got a female model and a male model, and the names of the emotion are down at the bottom. And remember, the reason we're doing this is I want to do this, and then I want to look at some true crime video. I want to look at some YouTubers behaving badly clips, and I want us to see if we can sort of pick out what they're lying about, how they're actually feeling. We're gonna try to use it to decode folks. Okay, so really fast, because I already kind of went through these. Happiness, everything goes up. Sadness, everything goes down. Disgust, you're recoiling back. Everything sort of closes off. Now in these models, they're showing that drop in mouth. Okay, but some of the models you'll look at, you'll see where the lips close really tight. Okay, all right, and then surprise, everything goes round. Everything is, opened up, like, oh wow, wow. Okay, I love contempt. Love it. Either pulling all the way back on one side only, not both, or pulling that one lip up. Anger, everything lives at the top of the nose. And then fear, everything opens up, and you have that drop jaw that you also see in surprise. So surprise and fear, the mouth sort of drops open. Okay, but you still get that. All right. Okay, so there's that. And now I want to share. Share screen. We're going to do Bill Clinton. All right. So everybody over a certain age is going to remember this day like it was your birthday. Okay. Very, very famous clip. This was the first time that he was seen publicly after the whole Monica Lewinsky scandal broke. Okay. He was accused of not just sexual relations, but in the Oval Office, in the private study with the cigar. Okay. It was wild. And if you don't know about that period in time in US politics, it's definitely worth it to go back and look, because it was just embarrassing, silly, awful. It was just a disaster. Okay. So now what Bill Clinton is in the process of doing here is he's coming together with all of his people. He's got his wife Hillary by his side. He's got Al Gore with him. He's got all chief of staff is there. He's got his important people with him. And he's come up and said, yes, I'm the education president. He's saying I did a good job. And then comes the moment. Will he not address the Monica Lewinsky scandal? Okay, this is it right here. Keep an eye on this part of his mouth. Okay, now if I've got to explain it to you according to the picture, because me saying left or right may not work, because you may have your settings different than mine. Okay. So you can tell right behind him on one side, there's two blue books and a brown book. And on the other side, you just have the brown book, right? Keep an eye on the edge of his mouth on the side of the brown or tan book. not on the side that has the tan book with the two blue ones. Okay. Keep your eye on that. The side of his face where the ivy is like, would be like touching his face. Does that make sense? So keep an eye on that. And we're going to look and see if we can discern some contempt. All right. It's a famous clip. All right. Here we go.
Now, I have to go back to work on my State of the Union speech. And I worked on it till pretty late last night. But I want to say one thing to the American people. I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never told anybody to lie, not a single time, never. These allegations are false, and I need to go back to work for the American people. Thank you.
Okay. Go back to the beginning.
To the American people. I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not.
Oh, I guess I also want to show, okay.
Speech.
Remember how I said that Bill Clinton has a tell that he bites his lower lip right before he gets ready to tell his lie. Okay. Or maybe it's not a lie. Maybe it's a double speak. But you know how political people do. They may not exactly tell the truth, but they're presenting something in a way that meets their political needs. That's his tell. So he's going to do that. Then he's going to go into the comment.
And I worked on it till pretty late last night.
There it is, right there.
But I want to say one thing to the American people. I want you to listen to me. I'm going to say this again. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
That's it right there. You can barely see it. See right there? Another way you can notice it, look at the smile or lines here. See how deep that side is compared to this side? That's because this muscle here has been collected and pulled tight. The other side of the mouth is soft. The muscle is relaxed. Now, why the contempt right here? Well, because this was private. I'm sure that he would look at this as a personal issue and not I'm going to turn it down so it makes it easier to see. This was a personal issue and not a political issue. The fact that he has to address an affair or allegations of an affair outside of his marriage to the American people, I think he was incredibly resentful about that. I think he was, number one, resentful, like, how dare you crawl into my bedroom, so to speak. The work I do doesn't have anything to do with my sexual activity on the side, right? That's something between me and my wife. So I think that was part of it. And then the other part of it was he just felt degraded that he was being made to say this. And one of the reasons he was being made to come out and do this denial is because they impeached him. They literally went after him and tried to have him removed from office. So, in fact, I still have an original newspaper, had this picture on the front of it. I think it was the Houston Chronicle. And then all the way across the entire page in big, huge letters like that, it said, impeached. This was something that just didn't happen. Now it happens all the time with Donald Trump. But at the time that this happened, it was the same thing as being removed from office. It was shocking. Like, the whole world was in shock that the president had been impeached. So about this Monica Lewinsky issue. So I've slowed it down. I've taken the sound off. I've slowed it down so we can watch the corners of his mouth. Where is that contempt? Where does it emerge? There we go. Right there. That's it right there. And you think, God, that's hard to see. Yes, some people, politicians, right? They're really good at hiding it. They know it's coming. People like me have worked with them and said, look, you may think that you're going to be able to hide this. You will not. Your brain will communicate to the muscles in your face, and it will happen no matter how hard you try that it not. That's one of the reasons for a method actor. They take on, they live the part, right? Johnny Depp, Heath Ledger, they become that character, and then they live that character for months before they ever start filming, so that there's no start and finish. Like if you were on the set when Pirates of the Caribbean 1 to 23 was being recorded, you wouldn't have seen Johnny Depp and then Jack Sparrow. If you were working on the set, you were there during that period of time, you just would have seen Jack Sparrow all the time. Captain Jack would have been there when he arrived in the morning. So they embrace the role, they live it. Jack Nicholson is another one who's considered that kind of person. Heath Ledger, amazing. So there are ways to sort of train yourself to try to manage, but the reality is this is going to happen. And if you're going to lie, you're going to mislead, even if it's good, even if it's innocent. Oh, I love your new dress. It's beautiful, right? Even when you're trying to do it in a way to spare someone's feelings, still it's going to come out unless you try to develop some compensatory behaviors to cover it and hide it. But there it is right there. And then if you don't believe me, there, you see how his mouth is just flat? He tends to keep a very flat, straight line for the two edges of his mouth. That's his norm. That's his comfort. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Boom, right there. Boy, he's pissed. He hates that he's having to do this. Let's see if there's another point here. There it is again. You see a little bit of disgust, pulling his lips tight. Some of the body analyzer, behavior analyzer people, some people say that when people lie, they close their mouth really tight, or it could be closing your mouth really tight because you have a secret and you don't want to accidentally tell the secret. But in either of those possibilities, it both comes back to what is going on up here doesn't match what is going on here on the face, and closing those lips, getting them locked down, that gives you a sense of comfort that you're not going to reveal the truth or reveal the secret that you have. Okay. His eyes too, he does have that predator look on his face right now with his eyes, the lid sort of pull down. It's a refining of what the pupil is able to see, and predators do that. If you look at cats, their pupils go zoop, right before they're getting ready to attack. Like it gets huge, like take in everything. Human beings are a little bit different in that we're looking for that one little moving object. There it is. Now I'm going to get it. Okay. Let's see. I don't know if there was more here. Never. Still a flat line. Still a flat line. He's so good. Okay, right there. That's what I was looking for. Watch this muscle. Even right here where he's forming his word, you see how that lip is pulled up tighter than on this side? That's contempt. But watch out here. You're actually going to see the muscle like pull. Watch. There. There we go, right there. There's your anger right there. There's your anger. Look at the bottom chin. Goes up. His eyes are, he's looking at a reporter. I'm coming for you. I see you. I want you. He's furious right here. And he catches himself. He's so good at this. There's disgust. Look right here. Both sides went up. Totally disgusted with this whole process. There. Watch his lip and the sides of his nose pull up. These muscles, he's mad. Watch. Boom. Y'all see it? Oh, it gives you, you can get them every time. They cannot hide those there, right there. Drop your mouth. There it is. Okay. So there was also some surprise for him. I don't know what the surprise was. He got disgust. He got a look of disgust. Then you saw the contempt emerge. But then as he's turning to leave, he's surprised. You see his face go up. You see his mouth drop a little. I sort of think sometimes, and I don't know, but maybe he was surprised that the press didn't like, Mr. President, we got a question. Don't leave. Maybe that was the surprise. Maybe the surprise was that he felt like he did better than he actually did. I don't know where the look of surprise. I don't know why it's there, but it's absolutely clearly there without a shadow of a doubt. Mostly you see the anger, his chin juts forward. He's like, now I'm going to go back to work for the American people. You could just see it all play out right there, right in his chin. And when he goes to turn, you're going to see his mouth pop open. Watch this. Anger, shock. Weird, right? Okay, but lots of fun. I love micro expressions. All right, he's adding to his list. Maybe something. Okay, right, just me. I know what you mean. Okay, so I also have another example. And I don't know if you guys have been following the Caitlin Clark debacle. Let me get that clip up. Share screen. Caitlin Clark and my girl, Sophie Cunningham. Sophie, you rock. You're amazing. Okay. Look at this body language before we even start. Before we even start, look at this, okay? Who's pissed off? I mean, you see that jutting chin, okay? Stephanie White is pissed off. She is the coach to the Indiana Fever. And then Caitlin Clark, who is a generational talent, and she is the one that, made women's basketball great again. Okay. So did Sophie Cunningham, but Caitlin Clark is the GOAT right now for women's basketball. She didn't want to be there. She just flat didn't want to be there. She's shutting everybody out. And Sophie's contemptuous. Sophie doesn't hide. She doesn't care. It doesn't matter to her what people say. She's about one of the most authentic people I think I've ever seen in the public sphere. But today we're really focusing on contempt. Remember what I said about the mouth? And if the contempt is really bad, you'll also get these muscles up here. So it's a side of your face, not the whole face. So keep your eye on the coach, Stephanie. Yeah. She's sort of, hey, Caitlin, we're aligned, girlfriend. We're besties. Smile for the cameras. Is it really a real smile? Is it really a real smile? I hate when my computer does that. Shoot. Please let me jump out of this right here. Why won't it let me? Here we go. We'll do it this way. Uh-oh, Stephanie. We caught you, girl. Where are the Duchenne wrinkles? Where's the top happiness? It ain't there. Keep watching. She will be revealed. Come on. Yep, it's not on. I know. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, I'm going to redo it so you can see it. Okay, this is Stephanie White. She is the coach of the Indiana Fever. So watch. The first thing we're going to notice right off the bat is she's sort of flirting a little bit with Caitlin is the one in the middle. She's kind of flirting with her like, hey girl, everything's okay. Let's put on a good show for the camera. Let's smile, chum it up. Okay. But keep an eye on her face. We're going to look at Caitlin's reaction. Not right now. We're going to keep only looking at Stephanie. Come on, computer. Oh my God, I'm having so much trouble with my computer.
You were bringing your aggressiveness, but at the same time, you put the dagger with the shot.
I didn't go far enough back. Sorry. There we go.
I don't think like that. I think every day is a new day, and
no smile lines around her eyes. None.
I'm not kidding. I really did say my prayers. I was like, it's up to God now. So I just went out there and did my best.
Hey, Sophie.
Now, remember what I said about the eyes and the side of the mouth for contempt? Look at, damn it, why is my computer doing that? It's not giving me that control that I want. Watch. Nope. Won't do it. All right, watch Stephanie's. I may have to come back and do this again.
It's up to God now. So I just went out there and did my best.
Watch her eye. Yes, right
here.
here.
This team, you were a toughness, a presence, an aggressive presence. It seemed like today you were bringing your aggressiveness, but at the same time you put the dagger with the shot. it seemed like Caitlin was more the aggressor.
Yep.
If you could just speak about energy, the way you two fed off each other today, because it was pretty much the dagger once you two were on the court.
Good. I like that. I like playing with C. I like playing.
Thank God.
Shut up, dude. You know, I think that C is an
Oh,
aggressor.
there
I think AC is
was.
an aggressor. I think Kelsey's an aggressor. When you have 3 elite players like that who all can, you know, dominate a game.
Stephanie does not, in my opinion, Stephanie White does not like Caitlin and may not like Sophie, but I'm certain that she doesn't like Caitlin. Or it could be she doesn't like the attention being on Caitlin, right? That could be actually what's technically happening. Okay. So I'm going to go back. Damn it. You know what I'm going to do, guys? Because my computer is not giving me that control to use my keypad, I may come back and do a second video. Okay. But keep an eye on Stephanie White's eye inside of her mouth. The side of her face that is closest to Caitlin and Sophie. All right. That's where her tail is. That's where you're going to see the contempt. Man, this is so unfortunate. Yeah, I'm having computer troubles with my $3,000 computer. All right, here we go. Let's see if that'll work now. Keep an eye on Stephanie White's side of her face that is closest to Caitlin and Sophie.
I like playing with C. I like playing.
Thank God.
Shut up, dude. You know, I think that C.
Right there. Not going to give me control. Damn it.
Thank God.
Shut up, dude. You know,
What Stephanie is just about to show contempt. Watch. Let me make this slower. It's much easier to pick up on it if it's at 0.25 speed. All right, here we go.
I think that
Right there, see it? Oh man, you know what, Stephanie? Someone needs to work with you because you are easy to read. And that is not good for your team players, and it's not good for you either. So you know what I think I'm going to do? I think what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to watch this clip, and I'm not going to stop it and interfere. Now I've talked a lot about contempt and the micro expressions and all that. I'm going to leave you guys alone, let you keep an eye on Stephanie's face, and then I'll come back and because my company just arrived, we'll come back and we'll go through this actually together, including not just Stephanie White's reactions, but the micro expressions of Caitlin Clark as well as Sophie. Okay, so you're not going to find many with Sophie. Why? Because she doesn't care. She's not lying. She just says whatever she's thinking and feeling comes right out. You're not seeing these involuntary muscle reactions. Caitlin's got them, and without a doubt, Stephanie does, and they don't reflect well on the coach.
I think Kelsey's an aggressor. When you have 3 elite players like that who all can, you know, dominate a game and take over a game, it's really just up to you. So when you get the ball, you know, you can do what you do. But I think that you just have to have a feel for the game. Sometimes the energy is low, so you have to go out there and kind of be the aggressor and bring the energy up. But when they already have it, you just got to, you know, slide right in and don't let the game drop. Holy stuff. Drop energy. And so when I was out there,
She does not like
Another
these girls.
double-digit lead, you guys blew, but.
we won.
Come back with a win, exactly,
Yep.
finish my thought. how do you, I guess, hold both the fact that, you guys are still searching for that consistency within a game, but also the,
It was, did you see it?
the pride that you were able to come up with another one? Go for it.
Oh, okay, sorry, my bad. I mean,
Okay,
our
that's
largest lead was
pissed
11, we
off.
still won
Watch
the
your
game by
face.
10, so that's positive. I think at times, we let one mistake balloon into two, and that's probably the area we need to grow in the most. Like, we don't want coach to have to call a timeout because one made shot turns into a turnover to an open layup.
Doesn't like
to
that.
use one,
Doesn't
but-
want Caitlin
I mean,
saying what the
we're
coach
resilient on
wants
the,
to do.
that's the
He's
positive
really
side.
good
We always
about
find a
that.
way to respond. We executed out of the ATO, and then Sophie came in and kind of just let us home the rest of the way. And our defense was good down the stretch too, getting stops and forcing them into tough contested
Look at-
twos and boxing
Which
out. But
Hates
um,
this.
this league is like, teams are really good. And I said that pregame, like teams aren't just going to like go away and like, they're not just going to fade away, but we can also do a better job of like keeping our lead and slowly building that. And, coach said in the locker room, like we had a lot of missed layups tonight, and those are the little ones that can kind of help us sustain our lead rather than making it so much more difficult on ourselves.
Yeah, that's kind of on that same vein. So last question, you mentioned you felt like there was a drop in intensity when you guys get those big leads. Did you feel that again tonight in the third quarter?
Not as much tonight. I think tonight it felt a little bit different. I felt like we had some of our missed shots affected us maybe a little bit on the defensive end of the floor. I don't know that there was necessarily a drop in intensity. I think it was, you go through those moments in a game, and I felt like we let our missed shots dictate our defense a little.
Right in a row, missed shots, missed shots, missed shots. She's talking about Caitlin. Yeah, this girl, Caitlin Clark, she can't hardly miss a basket. Like no matter what she does, it's going to go in. So interesting that she's got an opportunity to talk and bring a positive message of performance and excellence, and improvement. And she's taking cheap shots at her star, at not just her star, but a generational star. I mean, people like Caitlin Clark, they just don't come along very often. It's like Michael Jordan. How often do you get a Michael Jordan player? So wild that she was so uncomfortable while Caitlin was talking. She was uncomfortable with the questions that were being asked by the press. The first thing she does when she gets an opportunity to be the speaker is she throws shade at this incredible talent. You can take a look at Sophie Cunningham and you can tell all by yourself what her opinion is of Stephanie White. She is disinterested in what the woman has to say. This is bad for the Indiana Fever.
And then we found it. Now it wasn't as long a stretch. So we're closing the gap there, which is important, recognizing it, staying positive, communicating with one another. I thought their huddles on the floor were really good, coming in and making sure that they're staying locked in and problem solving together.
Is Caitlin putting a wall up between herself and Stephanie? She's trying to get away from Stephanie as Stephanie begins basically throwing shade at her. This is just a terrible, terrible look for this team. Just awful. Man, Indiana Fever, you need to unload the bum. Actually, Stephanie White is not a bum. She is one of the best in terms of coaching staff, but she does not want to share the spotlight with Caitlin or maybe anyone else, but for sure she doesn't want to share with Caitlin.
Positivity in the huddles, in timeout situations as well. And I just think that we're continuing to grow, and we're shortening the gap, and that's the most important thing.
Did the County throw anything at you defensively that you weren't anticipating, or is that pretty much what you saw from them on film, what you were expecting?
I would say it's pretty much what I expected for the most part. Like, they're aggressive. I think their guards are really good defenders. They're long, they're athletic. Whether it's Rivers, whether it's Lacan, like I expected those two to be on me most of the time. And then honestly, just from like film from last year, I like didn't really know who would red or like trap as much because that was Charles more. So last year it felt like Nelson Adota was the one that was applying more pressure out of the ball screen. So anytime we kind of could get anybody else in
Yeah,
action
right
was kind of
there.
our main goal. And Nelson Adota is long and athletic, so sometimes it's hard to kind of get around her hip too. But nothing I didn't expect. And you know, they're a good defensive
Yeah.
team, and you know, Lacon's going to try to wear you out. She's going to pick up full. She's going to pick up 94 feet. So you saw AB bring the ball up a lot,
Oh,
trying to initiate a lot of our offense. I thought we could have probably taken care of the ball a little bit better, specifically me. And sometimes I felt like we were running our offense so high up at half court that we weren't really able to get an advantage right away. And but overall, I would say it's pretty similar to what I expected from the film.
Chloe, and then, yeah, Caitlin, did you just get an explanation for that catch near the end of the game, or? just what
More
happened?
content.
The
Keep asking
technical,
Caitlin the
I
question.
didn't need an explanation. I deserved it, but it was worth it. The delay of game made no
More?
sense. It felt like Tyler wanted to assert himself into the game, and that was ridiculous. So that just not a point in the game he needed to call that. I went and got the ball, went off my foot off the scores table, and then he gave us a delay game, which is a team technical foul. So you can ask Tyler. I don't agree with that.
Hated that.
Caitlin, this has been a loaded question, but your guys' last time here in Connecticut.
Mhm.
Connecticut's such a blue blood with women's basketball.
Yeah.
Where do you feel like Connecticut has for a professional team in the future?
Yeah, I mean, Steph can probably speak that to the best. Like she coached here for
So
2 years. So,
extreme.
I mean, obviously this organization has great history and great tradition. You know,
It's so extreme, her dislike of Caitlin Clark. She can't even control it. She's like, I believe, it's my opinion. Number one, she does not like that Indiana Fever is being defined by a single player. She doesn't like that. And if you're a fan of the WNBA and you've been watching this story unfold over several years, Caitlin is dancing. Caitlin is trying to play. She's being unnatural. She's trying to be, during interviews, she's trying to be what Stephanie and the WNBA royalty, what they want her to be, which is not visible. They don't want her to define the league, right? So I think she's trying really hard to figure out how to not be Caitlin Clark, but she is Caitlin Clark. So this whole thing has turned into a debacle. It's just not ending very well. You will notice too, as you watch this, you'll notice that Sophie Cunningham, when Caitlin starts talking, she's watching her. She's turning her shoulders toward Caitlin to indicate interest. And she's looking, she's making contact with Caitlin's face, watching and showing that respect and showing that interest. When Stephanie starts talking, she's like, I don't know if she is intentionally trying to send that message or if this is just with Sophie, what you see is what you get. But either way, I think it's incredibly interesting. And Stephanie makes comments about, oh, we had a good huddle. You had a good huddle? These are the preeminent female players in the WNBA in 2026. And you're talking about how they are huddling when you actually have Caitlin and Sophie, when they're asked, they're actually breaking down the game. They're talking about strategy. They're talking about individual play and how they compared, not just for Indiana Fever players. They're making those same types of commentaries for the other team, in this case, Connecticut. So Stephanie is a mess. And we are going to do this video. I'm going to end my computer. I don't mean I'm going to throw it out the window. I'm going to end the computer, turn it off so that I can clear out the memory on it. I don't understand because I have maximum memory and everything else, but sometimes it just won't let me, do what I need to do to have these types of discussions. So I need to turn it off, turn it back on. Then when we come back, we'll be able to do this. I do have family that is here, and we're gonna cook and meet together, friendly. And I promise you from the depths of my heart, I'll be back later on this afternoon, later after we eat and do everything that we're going to do. I will be back. We're going to break down this video 100% for all 3 of these ladies. Okay. All right. And then, like I said, I don't know if I'm going to do, I don't know if I'm going to do like a weekly micro expressions kind of format, or if I'm just going to, look at a crime and then find an interview about the crime and then comment on it a little bit. But, she broke the record her freshman year in assists, something that should never happen. So yeah, just me. She is the player for this era, for this age of young girls, high school, junior high. There won't be another Caitlin Clark for probably another 20 years, But it is awful that her coach can't stand her. Pretty bad. So So I will be back later this afternoon. We will do this. I do have family that is already here. Bill just peeked in and said, they're here. So I do have to go. And you guys are awesome. And thank you for being here. Please hit the thumbs up. Please. See you later this afternoon.
Beneath the surface, that's where we go. Reading every flicker, only the careful notice. Micro expressions flashing faster than words can lie. We slow it all down and watch the truth arrive. From headline crimes to creators who pretend, to those ridiculous moments that make the internet bend. We're not here for the show, we're here for what's real. Beneath the surface, that's the deal. One creator's apology that doesn't quite sit right. A criminal story with cracks in the light. A viral fail that's funny until you see the fear. The psychology hiding in the atmosphere. We don't judge the chaos, we study the why. The little tales that give the deeper story away. A blink that lasts too long, a breath they try to hide. The body always speaks even when the mouth is lied. Beneath the surface, that's where we go. Reading every flicker, only the careful notice. Micro expressions flashing faster than words can lie. We slow it all down and watch the truth arrive. From headline crimes to creators who pretend, to those ridiculous moments that make the internet bend. We're not here for the show, we're here for what's real. Beneath the surface.